It's Wednesday. How is everybody doing? Let me get this done really quick. Today we are going to be doing packing. We got to pack for a trip, guys. We got lots to do. And I haven't even thought of it. I mean, for real, I did put it on subscriber only mode. How you like that? We're going to put this on this, save. There we go. All set. Hey, all right. So what do we got to pack? I got to pack for a 5-day cruise that's coming up. Make sure I got this going properly. And I honestly haven't even given it very much thought at all. Well, let me see there. Hey, Gallagher, Ambrose, Fafo, how are you? I've just started pulling stuff together. I do have a couple of things that have to come in by Amazon. One of them is my door hanger organizer thing that I use a lot of. So we're waiting for that to arrive. French toast. I would love French toast, Robert West. Why can't I have French toast? Din Din, how are you doing? Jack Volpe. God, I think I need my glasses today. Hi, Diana Lee. Let's go grab them. Because I can tell my eyes are tired. I've been like walking so much lately that I figured, you know what? It's already Wednesday and I haven't even really given it very much thought of packing. We need to do that. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to pack. Good morning, Trayton. What are you doing up? I might have to get a drink. Not a drink. It's too early. But water. At least water. And we're going to kind of go over some things, like I've said. You know, I know there's a lot of people here that are going on the Yo Ang cruise. And there are some things that you may not realize when you're going on a cruise ship. What you can bring, it's 5 o'clock somewhere, right? I know. But there's some things that you want to bring and you don't know about. There's some things you think you can bring, but you can't bring. And there's some things that you better bring because you don't want to be without that stuff. So we're going to kind of go through that. I do have, you need packing tips, Treaton? I know you're getting nervous, aren't you, honey? No need to be nervous. Now, I actually do have like a little spreadsheet and stuff of things that I will pack. Do I print this out? No. I know some people would print it out, but I don't. I keep it on my phone or on my computer. I'm going to kind of show you guys real quick. Oh God, we got a commercial already up here. Oi, oi, oi. Oh, I guess Apple is going to be, is Apple releasing shit soon? Oh, 9/9 Apple. You got to love it. Oh, dropping. Oh, okay, Apple. I got to wait for 6 seconds so I can turn the music back on because, you know. Okay, there it goes. Oh, wait, we want this to go much longer. Well, we'll let it run out. So anyway, this is my list that I utilize, okay? Let me make it big. Pretty much, it just shows everything that I possibly need to bring along, and I will adjust it for every cruise, depending on how long the cruise is, what I need on the cruise, things like that. All right, I have clothes, luggage, basic luggage, socks, shirts, underwear, good pair. Listen, you need a lot more than that. You need a lot more than that, Carl. It's not that easy. It's easy, but there's little things that you wouldn't understand that you would probably need. Good morning, Joseph Q. How are you doing? It comes in waves, suddenly out of nowhere, mixed in with the terror. You're going to be so fine, and then you're going to be like, why was I even worried? And I understand your worry. I understand it, honey, because I kind of was like that originally. You know, I get a little nervous about shit too. You know me, rabbit hole, everything like that. Let's see who else is in here today as we all pop in. Oh, Ronnie, good to see you. You think she's getting excited? I think she is getting excited. Apple was a year behind an improper action from announcement that I made. I wouldn't. Listen, Apple's the only products I do use because your shit doesn't get hacked. It doesn't really get hacked. So you guys make your decision on what you want, Apple or not. But like, Please. I love how people make stances on items like that. It's so ridiculous to me that I'm just like, whatever. If you want another phone, pick another phone. Doesn't make a difference. Naked and Afraid Panda Packing. Yeah. But here, we're going to kind of look at it really quick. So look, I got the clothes, kind of like the toiletries and stuff. Electronics. This is dependent upon how much I want it. What else is there at the pack? I don't understand. Okay, you're listening. Whatever. Good. First aid kit. That's going to be huge. Carl, right away, you didn't include that. So I don't know. You're going to be in for a world of hurt probably. Hopefully not. And then you got your miscellaneous and snacks and shit like that. Hey, hello, Hazel. Is Hazel? Hazel? I didn't see Hazel. Oh, there's Hazel. Hello, welcome in. So that's what we're going to talk about. Like, there's a few things that you cannot bring on a cruise. I don't bring bug spray because I absolutely hate bug spray. I don't even use bug spray myself. Hi, J. Rowe. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. But some of the stuff, like, I'm for real going to tell you, one of the biggest things that I talk about for people to bring is like a medikit. Okay. I'm going to grab my little things here. And sometimes it gets torn apart. And so even though I have it together usually, I will almost always have to run through it because, you know, it gets cannibalized. Like suddenly, I don't know, you needed something out of it and you forgot that's the last ones that you have. So now you got to go and find it and put it back. In fact, I just had to grab something out of my closet that I took out of this. But let me put you guys down. Put this here. Bring out my suitcase over here. Josh gave me a necklace to bring along. I would bring his red and white shirt, but we are probably going to be having like 85, 90 degree days. And I don't know about you. That's a little warm. And it's a long sleeve and it's long. And it's a little heavier fabric. And I'm kind of like, no, that's a little too much for me. Carl, I'm not reading it. Carl, you wrote a damn book. For real. I can't read a book. But I do always like to go through my bag to make sure I've got things that I want in here. Okay. Some stuff is going to be very, very... I know, people would probably be like, I don't think you need that. Trust me, you don't want to need it. You'd rather have these little items with you than not need it. Hey, Squigs, how are you? I'm totally waiting for Friday. Oh, we got gum in here too. See, look at stuff in here that I didn't know that I had in here. I got to get all of my little drinky things out. This is why I got to get my other thing that I ordered. It's got to come in. It's got to come in because I need it. I need it, man. And that's why I say you have to kind of go through it so you can make sure you are freaking organized, because it will get cannibalized as you go throughout, you know, between trips. Okay. So no, that's not a med kit. That's not a med kit. Okay. So usually I just get a bag. I don't care what kind of bag it is. Just a bag that's going to contain all the stuff that you possibly need to in the middle of whatever. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you are not going to want to have to go to the medical whatever doctor. You don't want to go to Dr. Brick. Was it Dr. Bricker? You don't want to go to him because he's going to charge you a minimum of $400 just to see you. You know, you just don't. Hey, Phyllis, Lizzie Hatch, good to see you. Hi, Dee. So I usually get one bag. Things do I bring? I have never used these. In fact, this has never been opened. But I bring them every single time. Why? Because I don't know. Maybe there's one time or somebody in my party or a friend or whatever that might need them. I do bring the nausea relief comforting acupressure bands. These are seasickness bands. There's two of them in here, and you wear them on your wrists at your pulse points. And it's supposed to help you with it. I don't know. There's still plenty of time. I don't know. Okay, so I bring those. Another thing I bring, and this is part of it, is Benadryl. Because if you have an allergic reaction to anything, maybe your allergies are just kicking up. I don't know. But you're going to need Benadryl. And the other thing, okay, Carl, I'm talking about what we need to pack. You can put your own 2 cents in there, okay? But honestly, one of the best things that I've heard about relief for nausea, like say you get seasick, is Benadryl and like ginger ale and green apples. That combination can help. You need an antihistamine that's going to help you. So I have that. And I also have these, which is like a Claritin. This is by Kirkland, but it's Allerclear. So those 2 things will help you. Okay. So we always pack those. Got to make sure you have that. Other things that I pack, medical-wise. You guys do you. I am not a doctor, but these are just the simplest things that you possibly may need while you're on a cruise ship. Okay? Ibuprofen. I have Tylenol, and I have Excedrin. You know, headaches, pains, aches, that kind of stuff. I also have in here Tums, because you might get a little gassy. You're going to be eating a lot of foods and stuff and possibly drinking more drinks than you normally would. But you want to bring these really simple things with you because, like I said, you don't want to have to go seek these out while you're on a ship. It's going to cost you a lot more money than you would ever think. You might think, oh, okay, a bottle of Excedrin is going to be, I don't know, you'd say it's $7, $8, maybe 10. No, it's going to be 20. It's going to be ridiculously expensive, and you're going to get 5 capsules. My girl Benadryl. Benadryl, I swear to God, liquid Benadryl, it'll take care of your ailments. That shit's amazing. Also, I usually bring, where did I just put that? Where did it go? I know I just put them over here, but it might be underneath. Oh, here they are. I will also bring things like Gas X, Imodium, little, tablets like that. I bring those too. You don't want, like I said, these little simple things, you could just have a box at home and take a sleeve with you, but you might want to have, you may need to have this just in case. It's just a little first aid kit. Mostly it's about us overindulging. Okay. Of course, we always have various sizes of Band-Aids. All right. Need the big ones. We got the little ones. They come in very handy because, you need it. Okay. I'm not going snorkeling. I don't need flippers or a snorkel. I do not plan on going snorkeling. I have no urge to go snorkeling. I don't need it. So Carl, settle down. So we have all of our little Band-Aids. We'd like to bring those. I also bring a sewing kit. Okay. Now this actually is very cool because I actually got it. It's got its little scissors, got a little thimble, got a little needle, got a little everything. It's very easy. Comes in handy in the medical kit. But in case you got a hole in your pants, very easy. Okay. This, okay, guys? Everybody, you can say what you will, but you got a little chafage, you got a little problem. Babies, we use it on babies. It's the perfect thing to do. How is the toilet paper on the ship? Mr. Hinky wants to know. Toilet paper is, by the way, the only toilet paper you can flush down the ship is the toilet paper. Don't be flushing anything else down the ship. Don't bring your own toilet paper. You cannot bring it. You use the toilet paper that they have. It is for the ship. It is special toilet paper. Don't be thinking you can bring your Cottonelle and your Charmin and all of your cushy shit that you need for your asshole. No. Bring the toilet paper. Use the toilet paper they have. I think it's fine. It's just like my Scott toilet paper. I don't ever have a problem. I don't know who uses big, thick toilet paper because I don't know. I don't. You can't bring gummy bears. Carl, nobody listen to Carl. Carl's talking crazy. He's going to get you kicked off the ship before you even load. I bring Neosporin or some other kind of antibacterial thing, pain relief ointment, just in case you need it, okay? This is very helpful. All right. I also bring medical tape. Because God knows if we actually need something that's going to be more, I'm going to use all those damn Band-Aids, I'm going to need the medical tape for it. Okay? Other things. I have an ACE bandage. Bring an ACE bandage. What if you fall down? You sprain your little ankle or your wrist or something. Bring this. If you need something more than this, well, then at that point, you are going to medical. Okay? Now, if you use a cane or anything like that, but you're feeling fine now, but you have a tendency once in a while that your back goes out, I could open a medical clinic. Yeah, I'm serious. You bring this stuff because people will put out messages. If you're part of message boards, they will ask and say, does anybody have this? Because people will have stuff. That's the craziest thing. You can actually join a Facebook group for your cruise ship, for your sailing. And it's actually not a bad idea to do, because if you do that and say you need something that you don't have, you can actually put out a little board call and say, hey, does anybody have this? I'm on the ship right now. And somebody may answer you and say, yes, I'm in cabin, blah, blah, blah. I will meet you up here and get it. Swear to God, I have seen it happen so many times on so many different sailings. But I do, that's like the minimum of what we bring for that. I also do have a cane, and it breaks down, it's collapsible, and I bring that with me. Now, have I had to use the cane on a ship yet? No, thank God. But I bring it, it's kind of like my talisman, because if I don't bring it, I'm gonna have a problem. Yeah, safety pins. I actually do have safety pins, but it's in my my makeup stuff and everything. Like, I have my own personal prescriptions, things like that I don't pack in this, but I pack in my own. So I actually bring all of that in my personal stuff. But like I said, if you have a cane, or if you ever have your back go out, or you have a bad knee or a bad ankle or something, bring it. And treating your, I know Fafo is bringing all of that stuff for you. Okay, he's bringing all of your shit with you. I know it. If Fafo is going to take the entire bathroom and dump it. Other things I bring. This is called Wipe Out. Antibacterial wipes, okay? You can use the ones that are Clorox or whatever. I just bring these, a couple things, in case I feel like something's really bad, then I can wipe it down, okay? I do have that. Put that in there. Now, this isn't part of the medical kit, but I do bring it because, you know, stuff happens. A stain remover. In case I get, I don't know, really badly dirty or something, and I really need to take a stain out because it's on like an item that I brought that I don't want absolutely ruined. Now, I don't bring a lot of expensive clothes, but you know, sometimes there's favorite things. Say I'm wearing a white sweatshirt or something. I really don't want it ruined. You can bring one of these, okay? So that kind of goes in there. Now, if you guys have other things, oh, these I kind of throw in with my snacks, and I don't drink a lot of these. Some people can bring hand sanitizer and wipes. I do not. I don't like hand sanitizer. I feel like I have my own personal thoughts on hand sanitizer. I feel like it's absolutely garbage. I feel like it's goop that people rub all over their hands, and this is my opinion, and it does nothing. Because you know what? On a cruise ship, guess what? There are hand washing stations in a lot of places. I am packing for another adventure, Penny. So before we go eat, we wash our hands. We literally use soap and water, the basic one. I mean, we had soap and water way before we had a hand sanitizer. And I always feel like hand sanitizer leaves a weird crap on your hands. And it's alcohol. And then it dries your hands out, which then your hands are cracking, which makes it just a cycle of crazy. But I will bring, we do wash your hands a lot while we're on a cruise ship. Before we eat, after we eat. Oh, one thing I forgot to put in here. Chapstick. Now this, we have different kinds. This one is just a cocoa balm, okay? I usually bring a lot of these. I like this one, and I usually throw one in our medical stuff. And the reason why it's a cocoa balm, it's a sun balm. I love sun balm. I'm addicted to sun balm. I love all their stuff. But this one actually does not have any SPF. It's basically aloe vera and some coconut stuff. I'm offended that Ange didn't say hi. I'm crushed. Oh, Robert. Kosinski, you're always crushed. Uncrush yourself. Hey, happy birthday, Christopher Dotson. Christopher, I had no idea it was your birthday. Happy birthday, everybody. Please wish Christopher a happy birthday. I think he's going to be going live. I know he was live. I also have lip balm with SPF, but I will tell you, anytime I use that lip balm, it does protect your lips, but I only use it in the sun. I don't use it beyond that because it kind of has a tendency to cause you to keep using it. You get chapped and more chapped and things like that because I don't know what it is, but I do love it and stuff. But I use the sun balm with the SPF, whatever it is. I have a ton of them, but this one does not have SPF, which is just good in case you have like cracked lips. It's also good if you have, you know, like your fingers get cracked or something like that or chafed. I use this on that. I do. It's what it is. It's a balm. Let me throw that in there. Which is perfect. Look, this little bag, and it's got a lot of more room. So if you have other things you want to put in here, I usually do a lint roller because we don't want to be looking linty and dusty and dirty. So I use that. But other little things can go in here too. But that's pretty much the basic of what we put in there. Now, if we want to go to snacks, I, on my first cruise, brought a lot of snacks. And then I kind of found, can you bring your 55-gallon drum of baby oil? No, because you're not going to be rolling that shit on there. But some of the things, because I can't have a lot of sugary thing, I can't have sugar. It's just not a good thing for me. Can I have a little bit of dark chocolate? Yeah. Can I have a little this, little that? Yeah. But I got to be careful. You know what I mean? I do bring a bunch of these. These are just flavor packets. Christopher Dotson has been a member for 12 months. Honk, honk, honk. Where is my thing? I got to go find it. Hang on. You guys making me get up. We got to go get it. We got to go get it. Where is it? Hang on. I got to go over here. Got to go get my bag from yesterday because I was out walking all damn day yesterday trying to find those little mini ships. How funny would it be if we actually won? All right, guys, here we go. Thank you so much, Christopher Dotson, for being a member in the Yo Club and stuff. Yeah, what did you say? You're going on a cruise? God, I am. And we leave on Friday. I come in and she's honking. I know. Christopher Dotson just did his member super chat and stuff up there. So, yes. But anyway, back to like this. Since I can't have, you know, lemonade. I can't have sweet tea. I can't have stuff like that. By the way, yeah, my sister's in here. And things. I bring these little things. I don't have a lot of them throughout the day. Some people can drink these like crazy, but I tend to like maybe have one a day, if that, and stuff. And it does help. Like if I wanted to have a mixed drink, so say we go buy a shot, I will bring this and we'll put the shot in there and mix it up with the water, and there we go. I usually put one for one of these. And I will be bringing this. Now I know that Joe said all the unhappy people are walking around with these cups. Not really. Because I actually did bring this last time with my sister because we cheap. And we kept filling it up with ice and water, and I always had that by my bed. I made sure to drink a lot of water because you are going to be on the ocean. There's going to be a lot of salt and stuff because you're on the ocean. And you want to make no zombies have attacked yet, Robert. And you want to make sure you're hydrated. You're going to be out in the sun. You're going to not realize how much water you actually need. And beer and wine and alcohol do not, they don't cut it. All right. Hey, Patsy, how are you? Gum, of course. We need gum because we don't have gum. But like I said, originally I brought a lot of extra snacks, but I've come to find out that I don't really need that many extra snacks on the ship. Usually on a lot of cruises, they have a lot of things that you can bring back to your cabin. Ange isn't headed this way. No, I'm not headed that way. I'm going to Bermuda again. Tomorrow, on Friday, we leave on our Virgin Voyages cruise. But I did get these shipped in yesterday. Now I know some people are like, oh, but they have so much and blah, blah, blah. You know what? These are the ones I find that don't affect me. And I do like them. And they're perfect if I want to have just a little bit of something. These are like the Pandy gummies and such. And they have erythritol and sucralose in them, I think, yeah. So, but they taste really good. These are fine. I like them. Joe likes them. They're perfect for a little snack in the room. I can't find a damn store that carries these, okay? I don't know why I can't find a store that carries them here in New York City. Like, I think there's a store that's down by, like, the Green Dragon Market, I think, actually all the way out in PA that actually has them. But they don't have them out by me, and I don't understand it. I keep looking. So these are coming with. Other things to talk about that I think that people don't realize. No, you cannot bring any THC. Just FYI, guys, I have a balm that I use for my knee. It has THC and CBD in it. Neither of those two ingredients are allowed on any cruise ship. Did you ever find all four? I found 3, Bonnie. I only found 3 because I said, why am I going to go all the way out there? So yeah, THC and CBD are not allowed in the international waters because you're going to be going to countries also in international waters. A lot of countries do not have that as legal. Now, it doesn't make a difference if the country you're going to does have it legal. You cannot transport it. Okay, that's part of it. You are crossing not state, international. So do not bring anything. Don't even try it. I know people go, oh, people sneak it on. You put it in another bag of gummies. You seal it in this thing. You seal it in that thing. Whatever you seal it in. Go ahead. But I've seen they have dogs on the ship and at the ports. In fact, they have the dogs at the ports. Like if you go into, say, we were in a lot of different countries. We were in Turks and Caicos. We were in Puerto Rico. I've been in the Bahamas and Bermuda. They actually have people that are at the ports, and if they walk on the ship and they actually have the dogs sniff it out, yeah, you're kind of screwed. Guess I'm leaving my crack. Yeah, leave your crack at home, Miss Bunny. But don't do it. Because if they notice that's your bag, or for whatever reason you get tagged, you know what I mean? The dog, put it this way, they will run the dogs through the luggage at the port. Now, if they don't run the dogs through the luggage at the port, okay, good on you. But if they do, and that dog sits down next to you, or whatever, your stuff, they're going to go through everything, okay? And if after that, they already know what cabin you have. I never understand why people want to take the chance of possibly smoking a little Mary Jane, and I'm not judging. I don't care what you do. But why take the chance? Because then you're going to get hit with a hefty fine and possibly also be left off the ship. Yeah, 2 elderly persons were held for trafficking on a cruise. And then if you are in another country, you are going to have to find your own way home. Like they will say, bye-bye, here's all your stuff, figure it out. And then you got to figure out how you're going to get home. Not pretty. So don't bring it. I suggest like what I bring for my knee and aches and pains, I bring like BioFreeze. Don't trust the elderly. You smuggle pianos. The Mary Jane, I know you can't bring Mary Jane on there. Mary's got to stay home. Mary Jane's got to stay home. You know, there's a lot of other ways that you can do it. Yes, do I think I don't care if you do it. I have gummies, but I don't bring them. Sometimes everybody's like, yeah, it'd be great. You know, people don't fight. They do if they're drunk. Listen, I don't make the laws. I don't make the rules. But I will abide by them because I don't want my ass left at the dock. And that's just how it is. Last chance with Mary Jane. For real. For real. So enough on the CBD and the THC. I will tell you before I get on that shit, Do I put that balm on my knee? Yes, I do. It's like my last chance, but I have gone on a 10-day cruise with my sister and I didn't. Everybody's like, but I can't go without it. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. And if you can't, then a cruise isn't for you. I know, it sounds really harsh, but that's the truth. Okay. Did you ever visit the ship last night or come in? No, I didn't, because I was so exhausted by the time I got home last night, Bonnie. I had walked over 15,000 steps that I was like, I'm toast. I need to relax, and I don't need to push it just to go take another picture of a little cruise ship when actually I am departing on a cruise ship and I don't want to be busted. No, we will go see the ship's seaworthiness later. Oh, blip, 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 blip. Oh, goodness grief. Goodness grief. Okay. That's the only thing about cruising. You can't bring the stuff. Yeah, you can bring on most cruise lines, except for MSC. As far as I know, they're the only ones that don't. That happened to me in Mexico. The dog sat right next to me and all I had was fruit. Yes, they're literally there to let the people know if you have anything that's not supposed to be there. So it could be fruit, it could be meat, it could be whatever, but it's like border patrol. You got to understand it. It's like border patrol, people. That's what it is. Do you ever watch those videos like border patrol? I do. And it's insane that people will check boxes and saying, I don't have any fruit, I don't have anything, I have nothing to declare. And then they open up their bag and it looks like a damn grocery store. No, I am not buying the drink package. Joe, on Virgin, they don't really have a drink package. They have what they call a bar tab. So you can spend any certain amount of money, say $200, and that's what you use for your drinks. Or you could just have it billed to your room. I'm like, we don't really drink a lot. We probably will go get a couple of bottles of wine because, as I said, we don't drink a lot, and that probably will suffice. So we'll probably go get some Prosecco or something like that and bring that on board with us because I think we can have 2 bottles per cabin. 2 bottles that are 750 milliliters. Don't be bringing your magnums, and it's either wine, sparkling wine, champagne. It is not fortified wine. It is not hard liquor. Okay, none of that. Okay, other thing I always bring this. Joe's too drunk to drink after 1. Exactly, Ambrose. Are you not worried? Okay, you know what? I don't, you're gonna, okay. Carl, you're going to get timed out and stop. Guys, Carl Roth, you're going to have to time him out for a little bit because he's on a little thing today. He can't handle himself. Carl, I'm sorry, but you're going to get timed out. I spit my coffee out. They don't. Thank you. They don't drink a lot. Joe, maybe. No, Karen, my tolerance has lowered quite a bit. It's lowered quite a bit, for real. Leaving Hawaii, I was stopped for having a tomato slice on my sandwich. I thought he was kidding. No, they're not kidding. And the reason why is because Marie there's a huge problem. Like, if you bring something in that's a seed that's viable, it could be contamination. Like, I know that Australia, as they're an island nation like that, you can't bring any kind of meat products or things like that in there because of hoof and mouth disease and so many other things. There's a lot of funguses. There's a lot of cross-contamination of bugs. So Hawaii especially is very, very strict on that. Can't bring it in. Like, they freak out. So if you got like your tuna sandwich and it's got a tomato and some lettuce, it's bananas. And I know, like, we don't think about it because if we live in the United States, we cross all over the place. The only place, evading species. The only place that I've ever had it happen in the U.S. of being checked at a state line for this was California. And it made sense. Yeah, I know, it doesn't make a difference. You can buy it at the terminal, but you cannot bring it. You're crossing it. It doesn't make a difference. They don't care. They don't care. So here's the thing. I mean, that's the whole point. So California had the same thing. That happened to you in Mexico when the dog that sat down, I was like, oh, voodoo. All I had was fruit in my bag. I know, but it's like for real. Border Patrol, don't F with them. It's probably the most scariest thing, for real. We're at Cali. We were driving from Minnesota, and we were going to San Diego. I don't know the road I was on, but we were driving into San Diego to go see and visit a friend. Yeah, so they actually did stop us for Border Patrol and stuff to double check. And their thing was, did we have to throw our food out? Everything we had was, we didn't have any fresh fruit or anything with us, but that's what they were looking for. They were looking for fresh fruit and stuff like that, food that would possibly cross-contaminate. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was bananas. Oh, that's a fruit. But anyway, I'm going to tell everybody, if you're going on a cruise, I know we don't think about this when we go to like hotels. I do though, but you bring an extension cord, guys, because you're probably going to end up with maybe 1 or 2 outlets that you can use your extension cord on. It can be a 3-pronged one. And make sure it's not surge protected. Surge protectors are not allowed. They will take it away from you when your stuff gets scanned. They will literally take it away from you. So extension cord, the reason being is there's not a lot of outlets in your cabins. Newer ships have more, but they also have like other outlets there. They have ones for European. I don't know what those are called, but they look differently. They have the circle one. They have all the other ones too. The ones that are like slanted, that's also European. They have those as well. So you have to imagine that they have a lot of different outlets, a lot of different people to accommodate from all over the world and stuff. So they have those outlets. So there's very few of them available. And there's usually only one location that they're at. You don't get them scattered throughout the room. They're not going to necessarily be right next to your headboard. So you got to figure that stuff out. So bring an extension cord, bring a multi-outlet thing like this that's not a surge protector. I just usually bring this, and this is plenty for us. Sometimes if I'm going to bring my laptop, which I can use that. I will tell you that a lot of the ships have the regular USB. I don't think I have a USB plug here, but you know what a USB plug looks like, the bigger ones. Well, here's the deal. A lot of the ships have the USB plugs, USB outlets. I know we don't have that, Triton. We don't have one worldwide. Are you kidding me? We can't even figure out how to, one thing for, does my rooms have a balcony? This room does have a balcony. I have a sea terrace. And then on the next ship, I also have a big balcony. They only have the USB ones, right? Extensions, yeah, they have USB. They don't have USB-C, which is this. Now, most of the new ones, most of the new phones, especially iPhones and such, this is supposed to be the universal adapter. And if you have a new iPhone, like this is one of the old iPhone pluggy things, but usually it's one on each side. It's a double, right? They don't have those usually on the ship. So maybe some of the new ships have a USB-C, but very few that I have been on, I've not seen these. So you need the adapter, that could go into the wall, or you need to bring one that has the regular USB cord in it. I will usually bring my laptop and plug my phone into that, and through that I can do it. You just have to honestly think of what's available, what will they have. I mean, I've had it where they had a number of different USB outlets throughout. So if you have that, great. That's how you can charge some of your stuff and things. So completely, I don't know. You got to figure that kind of crap up. I don't know what kind of equipment you're bringing. I usually bring my gimbal, my laptop, camera, microphones, because we haven't used the microphones in a while, but we may be using them there. I bring a lot of different stuff. I have a lot of power banks that I bring and stuff. Power banks are great. Just make sure you charge them all. You know, are you going to be using your phone? You might be using your phone while you're on the ship. You can use your phone and stuff. I do advise you to, if you do not have a Wi-Fi package, stuff, turn your phone off, throw it in the safe. Because, I mean, you can use your phone on the thing for the app. They put a lot of stuff that's going on the ship on the app that they will have. And you can find out the schedule there. But Joe usually takes his phone, puts it in the safe, and then he uses me as his cruise director. But I will tell everybody, if you don't have a plan with your cell phone, whoever your cell phone provider is, put your phone in airplane mode. Make sure you switch that on, because you do not want a surprise bill at the end. Now for me, this time I'm not buying the internet package. This is a little test run. I am going to be doing, because we're only at sea for a certain amount of days, that I'm going to be doing my cruise plan through my phone carrier. Now I have AT&T. So they have a plan with the thing I have that my international is $12 a day. Doesn't make a difference what I use. It's like I'm anywhere else in the, like I'm here. For $12 extra a day, I can use my phone as I use my phone. We'll be in Bermuda for 2 days. So that's what it's going to cost me. While I'm at sea, at least 6 miles from the US, I will be getting the cruise plan through my carrier, which is $20. I think international is $12, cruise plan is $20. So I'm going to try that. I'm going to see how that's going to work for me. I know that there's a limit that they allow for data. We'll do a live stream. When the data is going to throttle me back, we'll just see how it goes. I want to see how it is. And I can't see how it is unless I'm on a cruise. So we're going to test it. It's a way cheaper than me getting the cruise plan through the internet plan through Virgin. Same thing with Carnival. They charge so much money for the internet. It's crazy. It's crazy how much they charge. So think about that with your phone. Do you really need it? If you don't need it, just put it in airplane mode and use it for your itinerary of where you're going. Just make sure you have it in that kind of thing so you don't get a big bill. Nobody wants a big freaking bill. Okay, I don't want a big bill. So those are the little things you got to think about. Now, the fun stuff, that's where it's fun, when you get to pack. Let me come over here. Blah, 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 blah. I got to figure out where to put you guys. I think I'm going to put you here. Let's see if I can stick you here. Hang on a minute. Got to move Joe's glasses. God knows we don't want his glasses. Are you going to fit? Are you going to fit? Ooh, you do. Look at that. Y'all fit right there. Okay. Perfect. Okay, let me see. No, you can't change the plan once you're on the ship. They tell you that you have to, usually depending on the cruise ship, you have to pick it 24 hours in advance before you board. If you want the internet package, you should purchase it before you get on. Yeah, and it's usually a little cheaper, like 10% cheaper. They give you a deal. That's what they usually do. But like we went back and forth. So I think the internet plan, if I was to do it on the cruise ship, would cost me $120 a day. But, so I would pay that. But then if I want to live stream in Bermuda, I would have to pay my carrier an international charge. So I'm like, ugh. And when you're in port, the internet doesn't work on the cruise ship because they're now in port. So it's different. So that was the reasoning. So you got to think about how many days are you in port? Are you going to use an international plan? Blah, 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 blah. I have yet to be on a cruise ship where while I'm in port, their internet works. It usually does not. They usually I have to get out and then it's fine. But kind of sucks. Kind of a pain in the ass. But it's what it is. What are you going to do? Right? Only if Joe has boo-boo and she already knows. I know. For real. Other things that I bring. Now this actually made me crazy because it actually did. Oh my God, they are really strong. I do have to put these in between. I thought I didn't really have to, but I do. Crazy. I bring these little magnetic hooks. Do yourself a favor. Don't put them next to your drives because they'll wipe them out. Especially these. The ones I have are really, really powerful. But they come in very handy. The walls to the room in the cabin are metal. I just have little pieces of cloth in between them. But I bring magnetic hooks. How many? It's up to you. But I think we have like 5 or 6 of them. And that seems to be enough. It's great to hang any hats, like your little bag, your lanyard if you need to bring your lanyard. And this is what I mean by lanyard. Okay? Because what I'll usually do, when you go on a ship, they're going to give you your little ship and sail card, like this, okay? And you use this to get through all your stuff to get in your room, to buy your drink, to buy the stuffed toy that you're bringing back for your grandson or something. This is what you charge it. There is no cash used on the ship. You use this. There's no, they don't do those transactions. Everything goes through your account. But the crazy thing is on Virgin, we don't get those. We don't get cards. We get bracelets. So that'll be interesting. They don't have to wear a lanyard. I think I'm gonna love it. We're gonna actually have a bracelet instead. So very cool. Joe will be like, ooh, I feel special. All right, fun stuff. As I will be going on the beach, probably in Bermuda. Car Wash has a question about Virgin. Do I want to know it? Hi, Alexander. These are great for the beach. Okay, one, sand, freaking hot. So when you want to go in the water, you know how you're going to leave your other sandals up by your stuff? What if you lose that? Yeah, you just go down to guest services. I highly doubt you'll lose it because why? You're gonna put on a lanyard. Now I know a lot of people are like, don't do that. Why? So I can carry a purse? I don't want to carry a purse. Do you know how freeing it is to walk around with no purse? It's entirely freeing. There's times I just leave my phone in the room. I don't even bring my phone. Because if I know if I'm gonna go lay on the thing, I don't need my phone. It's not necessary. You really don't. You really don't need your phone. They're making announcements all the time. But these come in very handy, very cheap to get on Amazon. I think I got these for, I don't know, it was like $6. Something like that. But I have a pair of these and a pair of black ones, but I'm gonna bring those. There's my lint roller. Other things, of course, your regular stuff. Now, sometimes on ships, they like to have theme nights, okay? Naked and Afraid hiking, forget about it. They have theme nights. Now, you guys have seen where when I've gone on the Carnival, actually MSC and Carnival both have this night. They have white night. And that's where everybody dresses up all in white. And then they go down and they have a party and they have a dance and it's a lot of fun and stuff like that. But I always love to dress up for some of these theme nights. So what does Virgin have? They don't have white night. They have scarlet night. So everybody dresses in red. So I had to get a couple of things that were red. This is just a red tank top thing. So I have a pair of pants or shorts coming in, but I'm gonna dress in red and white. Silent night. Yeah, silent night. But that's what I have. So today we have scarlet night to dress for. We have quite a few things. They also will be doing, this is where I have to go dig through all my stuff. Okay. They also have a day where they're gonna have a party and it's gonna be mermaid. Now, I don't know what I'm gonna do for that. I wanna be like all mermaidy. I don't know. But I do have a bathing suit that's kind of fish scaly. It's very sparkly. See, it's super sparkly. So this is what I'm going to be using for the mermaid. It's going to be this bathing suit, this little bikini. Yes, I always wear 2 pieces. I don't care what y'all think about my size or my shape. There is no toga night, but we have this bathing suit. So I think that'll work. And I just have to figure out what I'm going to wear. For the top, I have lots of cover-ups, but we need bathing suits. So we must pick those. And I have been thinking I like lots of color. I don't know. See, this is where I struggle. I'm going to be on a ship. It's going to be hot. So you got to pack a number of bathing suits. And some people are like, I have one. And I'm like, okay, but you know, your bathing suit's not going to dry. Just so you know. It's not going to dry. So I always pack a number of bathing suits. I know, I have a problem. I have a big problem. I like this one because it's got sparkle on it too. We like a little sparkle when we're out there on the ship. We like to be a little fun. You know, we don't need to be, it's right, toga. Well, you know, so you got your bathing suits, cover-ups. I do like to have cover-ups because while you're still out there on the deck, please do me a favor. Don't go walk in to where the food is. This is the pet peeve I have. And actually, it's not even a thing you're supposed to do. I think we won't see it as much, hopefully, on this cruise coming up. But people walking into like the buffet area or a restaurant, they do a toga crossing for I would love that. Without like a cover-up on. Like you're walking into like the buffet, cheeks out, everything out, and especially the ones that are, I mean, I don't care if you want to show your cheeks and stuff, that's fine. But can you please not sit and have your hoo-ha touching everything? Nobody wants to sit on anything that your hoo-ha is like all over. Please use a towel or use a cover-up. So I have lots of cover-ups. And I do like the nice long ones or little, I don't care. I like them all. This one is one of my favorites because it's super simple. We love that. Because they're nice, they're light, they fold up to just about nothing. You know, I have quite a few. I even have the kind that are just the little waist ones. You know, ching, 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 stuff like that. Nobody wants your hoo-ha touching stuff, okay? So keep your hoo-ha to yourself. Nobody wants your freaking hoo-ha. I also have this one, which is like a robe. So maybe this will be part of the mermaid one thing. I don't know. But you know, I have a lot. And this, I'm going to tell you, is where I get in trouble for packing, is that. It's the damn bathing suit issue. I don't know why, but it's the thing I have. Because now that I have so many, I never know which ones to take. Okay, you guys have seen this outfit quite a few times, but I do have my palazzo pants, which is amazing that I haven't killed them in all the times that I've worn them on a ship, but they work. They're nice, they're airy, they're light. I don't get overheated in them. I don't. Okay, and then I have this one, which you guys saw on the other night when I was wearing it. This is just like a big muumuu, but it's a pair of pants. And I do like this too. It's perfect. If you just want to wander around the ship, look kind of put together, that's the whole thing. When you go on a ship, I would suggest go through your clothes. Don't just bring what you normally wear every single day. This is the time you're on a ship. Bring stuff that's a little wild, a little fun. Like even this cover up I have, I normally never wear stuff like this, but you're on a cruise. Bring fun stuff to wear. Bring fun stuff that's it's gonna be easy. but it's also going to be fun. Like I have this one big like moo, like it's like a dress, but it's like a cover up. It's got pockets too. You know, it's fun. Doesn't mean it doesn't have to cost a lot of money. I'm not all about that. Do I do a theme? No. I go by what they tell me that they're going to have and stuff. But that's kind of what I do. And then, let's see, what else? So I got that. I got more bathing suits I have to go through. Bring your sandals, which I'm actually wearing, but I bring in just a pair of regular little sides so I can shuffle around. I would advise bringing a couple of pairs of good, excuse me, sneakers and stuff, because this is my advice for people that are going on a trip and they're probably going to do more than what they normally do. Changing your shoes throughout the day or on different days makes all the difference in how tired you'll feel. Swear to God. So I don't wear the same shoe every single day of my life. I, as you know, have many, many pairs of Hokas and stuff like that, all different kinds, because you basically wear the footbeds down. People don't think that, but you will. It'll mold to your foot and then it hurts. But if you change your shoes out, whole new world. Swear to God. So I got that. Other things. What else do I bring? I gotta grab my cane. Okay, this is my cane that I basically break down and I put away. We always bring this. It's like my talisman. I swear to God, the cane. But pretty much, you know, bring your shorts, bring whatever you want. I will usually bring a couple of outfits that are nicer, and it might just be my palazzo pants and a nice top, something like that for the evenings for dinner, or when we're going to a restaurant where it's more sit down. That's why you bring one of your luggages on. What if you pack all this stuff and they lose your luggage? Then you're screwed. But Joe and I even told my sister this, and she absolutely agreed with me. When we went on our cruise, I told her, I don't even care if you're bringing in a big suitcase. I carry my luggage on. Do you have to carry your luggage on? We're going to have a little snack. Do you have to carry your luggage on? No. They tell you to put, I wear my sneakers and I pack my slides and sandals. I do too. I'm having these. These ones are my favorite flavors, so they're getting packed. So I'll eat this one. But we carry our luggage on. We still put luggage tags on them. By the time we get on the ship, there's usually not that much time between then and when they let you in to the room. Okay, so we will take our luggage with us. We'll go get something to eat, and then we're just like, okay, that's fine. By that time, we can put our luggage in the room. They may not let us sit there in the room, but we can put our luggage in the room, and we're good. What's with the printed luggage tags? They will, when you do your check-in, okay, on the app, depending on the cruise line, there's a point where they let you print out your documents. Now, so far for MSC and Carnival, I have had to print out my boarding documents and my luggage tags. You just go get them printed, okay? I just go to a local place because I don't have a printer and I'm not fighting with a printer. We'll leave that to the professionals. It costs me like $5. That saves me a lot of money and a lot of other stuff. I don't need the mental anguish. But your luggage tags, look at Fafo's hinting me because I didn't make a list. This is why I did not make a list. Which reminds me, I have to get these out. Boop, boop. Okay. So we will print the luggage tags. I purchased these, which are luggage tags for cruise ships, okay? Pretty much that's what these are. Okay, just little clear plastic sleeves and such. I print them out, fold them up, put them in here, attach one to each bag. Now everybody gets a luggage tag, regardless if you're all in the same room or whatever. Everybody gets their own luggage tags and stuff like that. So please print them out and put them on there. With Virgin, you don't have to print out your boarding pass. They don't have a boarding pass for you to print out. Virgin is saying just to use their app, log in, and then they will, let me go back here, I gotta go. Hang on a minute, this is gonna end. That they will actually just use your phone to log in and stuff. And they can print out luggage tags for you there, but I actually got ours sent a couple of days ago. Like they email them to you and then you can print them. But with Carnival and MSC, they had that available when we were able to check in. Now, I think our check-in for our cruise on the 18th, I think our actual check-in is on Friday. So we'll check in. And what they mean by check-in is this is when you do all your final stuff. You say that you have a passport. You say that you have no passport, but a birth certificate and an ID. That's very important. Make sure you have your stuff, your documentation. You are going to be traveling overseas. You're going to be going to another country. And I'm saying this because you have to go to another country. Okay, all of the U.S. cruise ships that do this, they have closed loops. But part of that agreement is that they have to touch a foreign land and then come back. So even if you're going to Canada or whatever, you're going to be touching a foreign land. So you have to have some kind of documentation. If you're on a closed loop, which means you're going and coming back to the same port on your trip, you can use your birth certificate. I think for most of the countries, there's very few that you cannot, but you can use your birth certificate and an ID. Now, I have a passport. Joe has a passport. Josh has a passport. We all have passports. I find it much easier just to have a passport. So if you don't have a passport, get a passport. If you don't want to get a passport, make sure that you have the correct, birth certificate, like it's a real birth certificate and not a fake birth certificate. Make sure your name is correct. Yeah, if your name is different, and say you have a married name that's different from your other name, then bring your marriage certificate. They didn't ask me for my marriage certificate. So, because the very first cruise I took, my passport had expired. I didn't know that until very late. It doesn't make a difference what kind of license it is. Does not make a difference. If you don't have a passport, bring your birth certificate. Okay. Now, I am going to tell you that if you live near like one of the passport agencies, you can get it's like an emergency passport pushed through. Okay. I did that when we were going on our first cruise with MSC. So I went, and you have to be within 7 days of your international travel, and you have to apply for your passport in person with all of your documentation and stuff, and you can go get it. You have your birth certificates? Okay. Don't have FAFO make me have a heart attack treating. I swear to God, I'm going to slap them. But, yeah, you can get an emergency, passport, and they do it right there at the agency. All depending on how fast your travel is. As long as it's within 7 days, you can get that issued, and they will make sure that you have it available. You either pick it up that day or the next day or whatever they tell you, but you go and you get it done. Having a passport is totally the easiest way to get on a cruise. It's so easy. And then I have people that ask me, well, I leave my passport in the cabin. I still, to this day, do not understand that. I don't understand that. Like if you're stepping off into a foreign land and you leave your passport in the cabin, they're like, but it's an important document. Yeah, that's why you take it with you. If you were traveling on an airplane, you wouldn't leave it tucked in the airplane. I never understand that. It's your passport. Are you really that, like, you're really that irresponsible that you can't handle a passport on your body? Like, figure it out, people. Carry your passport with you. That's what I say. If I'm walking and it's Bermuda, or it's the Bahamas, or if it's Turks and Caicos, or wherever the hell it is, or if it's in England, I don't care. I will have my passport with me because that's my documentation of who I am. And if anything happens, that's what's going to be able to get you in and out of the country the easiest. Otherwise, you're going to have to go and provide documentation. You're going to have to carry copies of it and all of this stuff. It's a pain in the ass. I do have photos. I don't carry the photos. I carry my passport. It doesn't make a difference to me, Marie. I know some people just carry pictures. It doesn't make a difference. You think it's safe, but if you, for whatever reason, don't make it back to the ship, it's going to be a lot harder because you don't have it. And my thing is, I want it. But that doesn't make a difference. People can steal your bag there. I don't get. That's the thing. Everybody's like, I don't want them to steal this. Why are you carrying it in there? I carry my passport close to me. If something's happening, it happens. That's the thing. We don't want stuff to happen, but I take my passport with me all the time. Your passport card is not enough. Passport card. They sell you guys this passport card. I'm like, why are you buying it? That's for Canada and Mexico. Y'all crazy. It's more expensive without the passport. It is. Because then you got to get the passport. It goes in the safe, right, while I'm on the ship. But if I step my ass, seriously, I'm not kidding. You do you. I don't care. You do you. But if my ass is stepping on foreign land, I have passports with me. I've traveled throughout Europe. I haven't gone to Mexico. I will tell you that. I haven't gone to Mexico. But I've traveled a lot of other places. A passport comes with me. Even if I'm traveling domestic, like I'm flying to Las Vegas, I'm bringing my passport. You want to know why? What if we meet a billionaire and he wants to take us to France? I need my passport. I'm serious. You guys think I'm kidding? Joe laughs at me when I say shit like that. I dropped a gummy. But yeah, if I'm stepping on foreign land, I bring the passport. Dindin, you have your passport too. But that's because you know why, Dindin? And I'm going to tell you, foreign nationals from other places beyond the U.S., for some reason, and I never understand this, U.S. citizens are so afraid of losing the passport. It's crazy. Like, we're so afraid. Like, everybody, I swear to God, they're so afraid of the passport, something happening to the passport. Because, you know, we put this big thing of, oh my God, the passport. Do you know that people that live in anywhere Europe and island nations all over the world, the passport is their ID. That's what they use. They use it all the time. They carry it with them. They know how to take care of it. For some reason, here in the U.S., people are like, I'm going to put it in the safe. It's going to be fine. Okay, well, when you're 3 hours on the other side of the island and you got a Xerox copy that now is wet because you went into the water, what are you going to use? And that paper copy is somewhere. Where's the paper copy? That's my point. You have to carry a copy of it. Okay. It's in your bag. Your bag got stolen. Now you got nothing. Still, you're still in the same predicament, but now you don't even have a passport. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But hey, like I said, do you. If you feel safer in the safe, you do you. If you get left behind a port, they're supposedly supposed to go to their safe, get your items out of the safe, and leave them at the dock. I don't want to experience that. So I don't know. I don't ever want to experience that. So I try to be as careful as possible. But the world does still happen. So hopefully you guys bring your shit with you. Now the scary thing is that I actually had to bring my ID, my birth certificate and my marriage license when I went off. This is the reason why I tell people, do the passport, because I don't want to lose that shit. Do I have copies of my shit? Yes, but I don't know. It's just, use your best judgment, okay? Not reading anybody for filth, but that's my opinion. My opinion. These are really good. I love these. Love gummies. Okay, guys. I really got to start packing. And I can't do that while I'm on this because I have to focus. Like, how many underwear do I need? By the way, bring twice as many. I'm just going to say, bring twice as many. Because if you're going to have some drinks and some good times, you might laugh a little. Woo! Also, you want to be fresh. So if I'm going for a 5-day, I got 10. That's just me. I know. I know. Anyway, guys, have a good afternoon. This might have been a little boring, but I know I've said this all before, but sometimes people don't know what they need to bring. Like, don't bring a surge protector. Don't bring any CBD. Don't bring any of this. Bring that. You kind of need to know. Bring magnetic hooks. That helps you. Bring an organizer. You can put your suntan lotion in it. All that little stuff that you want to grab, but it doesn't take up counter space. That's the thing. I hate clutter. So I like to be organized. Always bring extra underwear. Exactly. You learned some things. Awesome. Joseph Q. Love that. You take an Ange and everyone, and God bless. Thank you. You guys go enjoy your afternoon. I am going to enjoy packing because in 2 days, I board the ship. We might take a little journey down there before we board. We'll see, because I want to see it. It's supposed to be beautiful. Anyway, enjoy the day. I'll talk to you later. Peace out. And by the way, don't forget, Christopher Dotson's going to be going live later tonight. It's his birthday. So make sure you check him out too, okay? Peace.